matchup of two quarterbacks who both used to be teammates in Baltimore. It's Tyrod Taylor going up against Joe Flacco. With that, let's get you up to M&T Bank Stadium. On the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, two AFC teams set to do battle as we've got a good one in store between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at our matchup here. You've got to believe that this is a game that might be won in the trenches.
Oh, without question. This is big person on big person, big unit against big unit.
Meat on meat.
Oh, you got it all. Pick your cliche, but we know this. The ground's going to shake, things are going to rumble, and they're going to have an impact on today's game.
To return, here's Michael Campanaro. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Here comes the Baltimore offense, fresh off their Week 1 win against Buffalo, led by Joe Flacco. In that game against Buffalo, he was 23 of 34, 258 yards, and a touchdown.
I think if you take all rooting interest and take it out of the equation, wasn't it great to see Joe Flacco back on the field, coming back from that severe injury from last season, and to see him out there performing at a high level. And I just think he's a guy that doesn't get his due. And he works perfectly for the Baltimore offense, which is going to be a run-first offense. And when they have Justin Forsett and Terrence West running it well, makes Joe Flacco that much better of a quarterback throwing it downfield.
He had lost 3 straight openers, kind of got that monkey off his back as well. Against Buffalo Sunday, Forsett, he shared carries with Terrence West, and neither are really overly effective. Forsett, 41 yards, West 32.
A tandem of runners, but in Baltimore's system, typically they identify a lead guy, and the other guy spells him. So right now I think they're trying to figure out who's going to take the ball and be that running back. Eventually, one will emerge, and in recent years, it has been Justin Forsett.
Let's go! Ryan 38!
After the interception, here's Taylor. And there's a flag on the play. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he's brought down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. McCoy coming off a 58-yard, 16-carry performance against the Ravens, and he had the Bills' only touchdown in that game.
Things were pretty stacked up for him trying to run the football, so I would expect going forward they will continue to, of course, hand the ball to him because he can be so explosive and dynamic. But use him in the passing game as well. Try and find some space for him and get him some open field to work.
It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And there's a flag on the field. And Carpenter knocks it through, but there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Running into the kicker, defense.
the penalty, it's McCoy. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll try and run it with McCoy. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. This Ravens defense solid in week 1 against Buffalo. They held the Bills to just 160 yards and 7 points.
A proud group of defenders in Baltimore. They didn't play up to that standard at all in 2015. Injuries had something to do with that. Terrell Suggs was lost in the season opener last year. He's back now. But C.J. Mosley in the middle, I think he's going to ascend to a big-time level now. I think it's really his defense, and it gives him a chance to be a playmaker in the middle. They were once again playing like a Raven last Sunday.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Second down, Flacco now. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Flacco from the shadow of the goalpost. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get the 1st down here across the 15-yard line. Wallace was solid in their win over the Bills, 91 yards. Now 66 of those came on a pretty electric long touchdown grab.
And that's why they have him. That's why they signed him. That's why they wanted Mike Wallace. When you play a Baltimore system and you run it and you do all the other things, you need that explosive guy who can go over the top and really stretch out a defense, and Mike Wallace can do it as well as anyone in the league. The wheels are definitely still there for him.
Now it's Flacco. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that is incomplete. So each quarterback with an interception. 2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Steve Smith, 82 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? A gain of 3, second down. So McCoy adding to his yardage total in this one. Last year, 895 yards in his first season in Buffalo. Of course, he had Charles 4,000-yard years in Philadelphia.
And you know the man they call Shady wants to throw some shade at the Eagles for ever letting him go. He wants a big year in 2016.
Now it's Taylor finding time. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. They'll fake the give to Williams. Now it's Taylor. And he finds an open man, Hankerson. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on 3rd down. They come up in an offset eye.
Come on, let's go! Where's 38?
They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 21 that time. And the Bills are going to have it 1st and goal. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebacker.
And Woods has got it. Buffalo touchdown. Robert Woods, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Dan Carpenter now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Here's the Bills defense now as they head out to defend here. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down, you gave up a touchdown, you can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky, preach. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run. Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Flacco here on 2nd down. It's caught. Kamar Aiken. 20. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Kamar Aiken, 44 yards. And the Ravens are in for 6. And that time he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, is what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. He's got his running back, LaShawn McCoy. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Taylor on first down. Surveying the field. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
He may have had some offseason foot surgery, but hasn't prevented Sammy Watkins from being Sammy Watkins, and that's special.
And when we see him before the game running the route tree, looked like the same Sammy Watkins to me that we saw a year ago.
Yeah, and I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. I love his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage as he starts his routes.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Taylor will throw again. He's got time. And Woods has got it. Buffalo touchdown. Robert Woods as the first half is winding down. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
Carpenter now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. The drive begins with a run by Forsett. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. And pump the brakes, Larry. Pump the brakes. We are ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Ravens defense, they get ready, and they trot back out onto the field. While we may be tied, this crew, they could tighten up some here in the second half.
I think the word at halftime was enough. Because that's what defensive coordinators always say. All right, we're still tied. We're doing okay, but enough. No more points given up. So let's see what adjustments they've made, or if they just increase their play to the level where they don't give up any more points.
They'll be trying to keep them at bay here on this drive. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said.
This is caught inside the 15. And give him a gain of 37. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat it.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Robert Woods from 4 yards out. And the Bills have broken the tie.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Buying time to his left. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down for Seth. And he's got room. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Justin Forsett, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining, still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back.
What? That made no sense. Oh, man.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Watkins alone on the left side. On 1st down, it's Taylor. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case, the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. A second spin.
Turning and turning and turning.
And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Another pistol look here. 10th carry now for McCoy. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the back.
Taylor hit. He lost the football. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They'll fake the give to Williams. Now it's Taylor. Under pressure, they got him again. Elvis Dumervil in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now Campanaro. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They start on the ground with Forsett. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Second down following the run.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They stay on the ground. Forsett again. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Kamar Aiken, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing here on first down. Flacco to the right side to Aiken. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down. Once more, it's Flacco. And he slings one that's incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. The open man is Smith. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Stays on his feet, and he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Again they run. Again it's 4th. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On a delay of game there, they could not get the play off in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Flacco gives to Allen. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. That close to taking a 4th quarter lead, but the goalposts, they had other plans.
I thought it was on target. It looked good off his foot, but then doink, off the metal and out. And those are the kind of breaks that can definitely swing a ball game.
Over the middle and caught by the tight end Clay. Penalty marker is down here. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
They come out here in the eye. Now Taylor going to hand this one off to McCoy. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here we go with 2nd and 7. Again, it's McCoy. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party. This strong safety, you never have to ask him twice to help in run support. He's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
First carry for the former Florida State man. It's Carlos Williams. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before, and this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. He's back to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, there's an old saying, don't let a loss beat you twice.
You're exactly right about that, Brandon. When you look at it and all of your preparation went into winning this week, now you have to absorb a loss and find a way to shake it off.